What is your government doing about mandatory minimums in order to reintroduce them?
Specifically, they said give the court some residual discretion where the penalty would be grossly disproportionate, so we can still maintain the mandatory minimums that would exist for those cases of real abuse and exploitation that are very serious and need to be treated seriously. So we are embracing the restoration of mandatory minimums with this residual discretion of the court in those circumstances where the penalty would be grossly disproportionate. And I can tell you, some people said, hey, is that really going to happen? Is that a reasonable hypothetical that the court has pointed to? Since the time that that decision came out, I have had a few people in my own community reach out to me, people who coach, people who teach, people who run cadet programs, that have indicated that they've got real experience where people who in some instances were actually in a relationship as teens, where a person recently turned 18 after dating for a year or two, and they've run into circumstances like this, and they've cautioned against an approach that would, in all instances, insist that the individual has to spend a year in jail, when in fact it's not really within the spirit of what the provision was initially intended to capture. So from my point of view, this creates an opportunity for us to ensure that those people who commit serious and heinous crimes against kids will spend time behind bars in accordance with the mandatory minimum, but allows the court some nuance in those extraordinary circumstances that were not likely contemplated at the time the provisions were drafted.